Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the New Life Prayer Center and Church is among the churches in this country that has invested a lot in different capacities. You talk about schools, talk about university, in fact international university, international schools. You talk about, the church building. You talk about the following they have. You talk about the petrol stations. So many things. They have the charity work they are doing. Reach out to students, reach out to the poor, the needy, and the hungry. They have an airstrip, so many things. So now, with all this, yesterday we were talking about the move by Registrar of Societies to deregister New Life and Prayer Center Church associated with the Pst Ezekiel. You look at that, and now listen to the statement from his lawyer, Danstan Omari. He came out to expose this government and their main end game in this matter. According to how he's putting it clear that this government and individuals in the government have interest in properties belonging to the New Life Prayer Center and Church. Remember, as he put it, most of those properties are not under the name of Pastor Ezekiel. It is under the church name. That means the property belongs to the church and the society. Ni mali ya wananchi na si mali ya Pastor Ezekiel as an individual. That means you cannot withdraw kama anataka pesa pale or any of the property kuuza by just one signature. It will need several signatures, labda tatu nne hivyo kuendelea. And now by the fact that the government is registering the church, their focus could be on taking over those properties. Ukiangalia investment in New Life Prayer Center is in billions, not one, not two, not three, some good billions of money. Listen to Danstan Omari, and then we're going to continue with this discussion.
Pst Ezekiel's charge was registered in 2012, and the returns are supposed to be annual. Pst Ezekiel has written and will give the media and the whole country more than 20 letters demanding for the file to be available. Those letters have been received by the Registrar of Societies. No action has ever been done. Pst Ezekiel, out of frustration, instructed us to move to the Judicial Review Division of the High Court to sue the Registrar of Societies. The Registrar of Societies, without prejudice, engaged us and said there is no need to proceed with the judicial review matter when the file is available. Come after you have withdrawn this matter, come tomorrow, you'll get the file at the registry. That file has never been found. The registrar has always been giving excuses that she's busy involved in the presidential task force on religious extremism, and that is why she's not available. Today, a Gazette notice is issued. A Gazette notice issued today, but that the cancellation was done in May. But today is when government is announcing that to the public. One, due process. Notices to close have never been served on Pastor Ezekiel's charge or his lawyers. Two, no notice to show cause has ever been issued as provided for by the laws and rules of this country, and especially the act that creates the Registrar of Societies Act. Under Section 15 of that act, the law provides that anybody aggrieved by the decision of the registrar shall make an appeal to the Attorney General. We have done an appeal to the Attorney General, And by law, that appeal serves as a stay for 90 days before the Attorney General makes a decision. So we have already filed that. We have served the country. And we have advised Pst Ezekiel that once that appeal has been filed, the church is not closed, and we are still appealing to Kenyans and those ones who are members of the New Life Church that the church is on. It will continue proceeding because, in essence, this is now an attack on Christianity. This government has declared a total war on Christianity. Remember, the import of deregistering the church, it means that the properties of the church, which as of now are trillions of money, shall be taken. People have an appetite to take over and nationalize or take the properties of the church. This is an attempt to get the properties of the citizens. And for record purposes, none of the properties of the church is registered in Pst Ezekiel's name. Not even a dog. All the properties plus the rats in that church are registered in New Life Prayer Center. So it is the property of more than 10 million followers of Ezekiel that the government wants to take. But we are determined, we are set. I'm leaving just now here to Mombasa so that we deal with those issues, because the Friday notice is suspicious, so that action can be done over the weekend. By the time the courts are resuming on Monday, then we find out that we will be told that events have already taken place. So it is a clear manifestation on the agenda of this government against religion.
Now, as we continue with this panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, this is how low Kenya Kwanza government can go. That because an individual did not support you in his capacity, and he don't stand for what you're doing, you don't control him, he's running his own resources, he is much independent, then he becomes your target. Pst Ezekiel has been targeted because he's an independent mind and he don't need any financial help from politicians. Because of that, then these people are now advancing their interest to start now grabbing some of the property. So the reality is that once you are deregistered, the property is now transferred to the state. That means if that move is going to stand, that the church has been registered completely, it will no longer exist, then the property will be owned by the government. Just imagine of that land, close to 100 acres, and it is developed. Look at the area, the environment, the building, the hotel, the restaurant. They're even targeting the home belonging to the pastor, a 1 billion home. These guys have interest to start using force to grab property belonging to the New Life Prayer Center. Na hii ndio mwanzo tu wako nayo. Walileta mambo ya kusema ya kwamba mambo ya Mackenzie it never hold. Mambo ya sijui kuwa watu kwenda kuzika kule, they never came with evidence. Mambo ya money laundering, they did not have any evidence. Wakijaribu kufunga mikutano yake, they failed completely. Wakijaribu kufunga TV station, it flopped. Why is it that the court is not in agreement with William Ruto agents as far as the case of Pst Ezekiel is concerned? And then they're still advancing their interest to use force. Mahakama imekataa kubaliana na hao watu. Ni nini inawasumbua? That is the big question. If indeed the pastor was wrong, let follow the law, but not use the back door to try and silence people and grab that which is belonging to them. Tumia sheria. Follow the constitution. Let the judge decide. All of us, once we have a problem, the only way to settle our problem is maybe sitting together and agree. And if we cannot agree, let us proceed to the court. The court remains the only avenue we should be served with justice. So, if that is the only avenue we are having, let the judge decide. Why was the office of the Registrar of Societies colliding with the AG office to deny justice to Pst Ezekiel? Why were they hiding the file? Now it is emerging that the church was registered in May. That means by the fact they're now publishing in the Gazette, they are now hatching a plan to start grabbing properties belonging to the New Life Prayer Center in church. This is how low these people are going. As Danstan Omari is putting it, why are they not targeting a temple it's belonging to that's Hindu? Why are they not targeting the traditional religion? Why are they not closing any mosque? The war is now on the church. It's either you are preaching our gospel or we come for you. It is either you are depending on us or we come for you. So the man who they say that he is a Christian, a God-fearing, has become the persecutor of the church. It is high time Christians to open their eyes. Today it is Pastor Ezekiel Odeo. You keep quiet. Tomorrow it will be another person. You keep quiet. Last minute they will come for you and there's no one who is going to speak for you. That's why for us we'll speak for Pastor Ezekiel and we will call on the government when they go rogue. Otherwise, keeping silent means you allow these people and it will reach a time when you will have no space or even a minute to defend yourself when they will come for you. So you might laugh today because you're not part of New Life Prayer Center. Tomorrow it will be you who will come in your defense. We should not glorify what this government is doing. Let us reject what they are doing.